providing information on Marilyn Monroe to show she was a good person. She was born Norma Jean Baker, and the relationship she had with her biological family wasn't a good one. She was placed in many foster homes, according to biography by Margaret Hendrickson titled Marilyn Monroe. I'm a person who is a fan of Marilyn Monroe, and I feel that she was a product of her environment, and she was not judged fairly for things she did, and that makes people think poorly of her. Doing some research, it became clear that Marilyn Monroe was a good person at heart. Her problems stemmed from the type of childhood she had and her reaction to the negative judgment of society. Today I will provide information of Marilyn Monroe's life as Norma Jean, the depression she suffered, and how people close to her thought of her. And in my opinion, the reasons why I think she did things that she did. Now that you have an idea of what I would like to discuss, let's go into details about the real Marilyn Monroe, the misunderstood person that not many care to know about. I researched and found Marilyn Monroe was well liked by people that was close to her. Many different things caused her to seek attention and love the limelight. She was abandoned by her mother at 2 weeks old, and her mother was unstable, and her father was never positively identified. Marilyn Monroe was convinced she was in the state, and she was a person that was easily abandoned. Marilyn Monroe was a strong person and determined, and she was resilient despite the many childhood challenges she faced. She was sexually molested as a child, and she was married at a young age and quit high school to keep from going from orphanage to orphanage. And she was also divorced at a young age. She began the love affair with the camera while working at the plant. In a Vanity Fair magazine article by Sam Kashner, he discussed the constant specter of the madness, and the fierce determination to master her art. And the article was called Marilyn Monsters. Now that you have learned a little history about Marilyn Monroe, let's talk about how she viewed society. The people around her knew her as a devoted person and a hard worker at her craft. She had to work twice as hard to become a good actress, and people thought she did a good job, but also felt that she was thrown into the nest viper. She also was known for her determination and sense of humor. Randy T. wrote a book called The Secret Life of Monroe. Many intriguing tales about Monroe have been accepted as truth, and it is hard to separate fiction from truth. Marilyn herself created a lot of wild stories about herself, which to me indicates a cry for attention. This helped to cause the negative views on Marilyn. Marilyn was a person person, according to the book, who opened and available on camera and off. This was a side that not a lot of people got to see. And Marilyn, she overcame a lot of the adversities, and she became adored by a lot of the public and a huge movie star. And today, Marilyn is seen as an idol for a lot of young ladies. And Danny Jackson wrote that Marilyn owned over 200 books, and she listened to Beethoven in an online IMDb biography. Today, Marilyn is seen as an idol. In a personal interview with Loretta Newman, she thought Marilyn was beautiful, but she also thought that she was fighting a lot of demons. She studied acting as well as took literature at UCLA, and she was honored for her performance in a movie called The 7 Year Itch. Miss Newman can remember everyone being in awe by Marilyn Monroe. So how we can resolve this issue of people thinking that Marilyn Monroe was a bad person, the issue can be resolved, I believe, by learning about people before you brand them for life. If we take the opportunity to see that she really went through a lot of abuse and misfortune as a young child, which in turn caused her to search for the attention in many ways that she could. And I was crying for help. If we continue to judge people that way, we did Marilyn Monroe, the cycle of prejudging will continue, and yeah, it'll just continue. Okay, and we had discussed quite a bit of information about Marilyn Monroe, some good and some bad, just as most humans have in their lives. For conclusion, I have provided you with information and reason why Marilyn Monroe did some of the things that she did. Even if you're not a Marilyn Monroe fan, I hope you have been given enough information to agree that she should not be viewed negatively. She really was a good person. And if we have an open mind, we have an open mind to see that your childhood experiences are really effective. What you do as an adult, depending upon what you do and how you do it, determines the character.